Okay, so if you're interested in a basic rider course at a Massachusetts riding school, it's going to cost you $365. A Harley-Davidson Riding Academy will cost you $365. A refresher course will cost you $250. So let's just say you stopped riding, but you still have your license and you just want to take a refresher course just to get reacquainted with the bike. It costs you $250. Okay, so an experienced rider course to get your license would be $185. So let's say you stopped riding and you let your motorcycle license or the M expire, then it would cost you $185 to get your license. Okay, so Ride Like a Pro, it's going to cost you $175. So my thinking on this is probably to learn how to put your knee down and, on the track. A sidecar, trike, Spider, or a Ural Advanced will cost you $245. A Ural motorcycle is a Russian motorcycle with a sidecar. And then a sidecar, a Spider, for a beginner course will cost you $495. And then a Can-Am Spider beginner course will cost you $99. So yeah, so if you're interested in a Massachusetts riding school, these are the prices you would be expected to pay. And it's well worth it. I didn't take a refresher course. I bought a motorcycle. I bought a Honda Shadow 500. And I insured it and registered it and then rode it home from the dealership. Now, if you have any experience with riding or driving a car, then it'll be very easy for you to ride a motorcycle, especially if you know how to shift. Okay, so in a car, you're using your left foot on the clutch and you're using your right foot on the gas. Okay, so it's very similar. So your left foot on the clutch, you have your left hand on the clutch on the motorcycle. And just as you're using your right foot on the gas in the car, you're using your right hand on the gas on the throttle of the motorcycle. So it's very, very simple to learn. I also bought some cones, and I just put the cones in a figure 8 and went around the cones, and then just kept doing like a ton of circles over and over and over again, trying to get tighter and tighter each time. Of course, you can only go as tight as the motorcycle will allow you to turn, on the steering. So it's definitely, I found it to be much easier to learn on my own. And usually most people, they're taught, somebody lends them the motorcycle and teaches them how to do first, second, and third gear. But for those of you who do want to take the motorcycle safety course, it's good as well, because you're going to learn safety tips, and those safety tips are going to save you sometime when you're on the bike. You're going to remember what you've learned in the motorcycle safety course, versus just learning on your own. When you learn on your own or somebody teaches you, you're learning what they're teaching you. versus an instructor. So yeah, so look it up. Massachusetts riding schools. Either way, you can't go wrong. You're going to have a lot of enjoyment from riding a motorcycle. It's just a great, great experience. And anybody who has been putting it off, I suggest that you buy a second-hand motorcycle. You know, the great motorcycle of today to learn on, I would suggest, would be the Honda Grom or the Z125 Kawasaki, because they're smaller and all you need to learn is the basics. So once you learn the basics, you can then get any motorcycle you want, and you're not gonna, you know, really hurt yourself. You know, if you get a motorcycle that's really out of your skill level, then you could potentially get injured. You know, all it takes is a little twist of the throttle, and you know, when you're learning, you can kind of get confused. So it's best to start on, you know, a mid-range motorcycle and just learn the basics. And then, you know what you're doing. So you can apply what you've learned on the smaller motorcycle to, let's say, upgrading directly to a 1000. Now you know what it feels like to ride a motorcycle. So okay guys, so I hope this was informative, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Okay, thanks for watching.